We want to take you back in history. Back before 1900. The blazing sun had not yet reached the horizon when the penetrating smell of strong black coffee began to fill the air around the campsite. Cookie, as the wagon chef is often called, was rattling his pots and pans so that the cowboy knew that the morning meal was not too far away. One by one, they sauntered toward the chuck wagon, anticipating the nourishment ahead. Cookie had been up since 3 a.m. as he punched off the last of the sourdough biscuits and placed them into a great big Dutch oven for them to rise. He was already planning the next day's meal in his mind. With any luck, the weather would hold, and for a day or two anyway, and he wouldn't have to cook in the rain. He might even be able to cook up a big batch of peach cobbler for the boys. When Cookie finished his cooking, he pronounced the food ready by yelling, "Chuck away! Come and get it!" Another meal at the chuck wagon had begun. Although the cattle drives took place in the United States as early as the 1790s, the chuck wagon tradition didn't develop until after the Civil War, when the opening of the northern markets expanded the western cattle industry. The need for some sort of mobile kitchen was obvious. The large trail drives required men. Men were required in large amounts, and they required lots of food.
Hello, howdy. Oh, there you are.
Howdy, ma'am.
I saw you at the general store, and they asked me to bring you the needle and thread that you forgot.
Oh, ma'am. Thank you ever so much. Cookie, I forgot the needle and thread. I'm sorry, sir.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, ma'am.
What is going on here? What are you doing?
Oh, well, ma'am, we're part of a cattle drive team. This here is our chuck wagon. I'm the trail boss on this drive. This here's Cookie, and this here's Leon, one of our cow punchers. My name is Slim.
It's a good thing. Well, hello, Slim. I'm Mrs. Bullard.
Pleased to meet you, ma'am. It's a real pleasure. Glad to see you. You're not from around these parts, are you?
No, I'm from New York.
New York City? Goodness. Well, he's got the rope.
I'm afraid I don't get the joke.
That's all right, ma'am. We'll just go on past that.
Oh, all righty.
Well, you asked what we
How
was
do you-
doing.
Is this outside cooking?
Yes, ma'am. This is home base for our team. Our boys is out taking the care of the cattle on our drive. We're driving cattle up from Texas to Kansas to be slaughtered up there at the meat houses and sent on up northeastern area. And this is how we take care of the boys while we're out driving these cattle from Texas up to Kansas. Be careful, ma'am. That's awful hot.
Okay.
But that's what we're doing. Cookie's fixing their evening meal here, and we're waiting for them to come in.
Well, how long does it take you to get to the next town so you can buy more goods?
Well, we don't always know how long we're going to be out on the trail like that. We're subject to rough weather. We're subject to obstacles on the trail, or they're not really cut roads. We have to chart a path. There are trails that the cattle drivers use to run the cattle up to Kansas, but pretty much it's us against the elements, and we don't ever know when we're in the next town. That's why we stocked this here wagon for our trip. It's home base for us.
You say you take cows up there? How many cows do you take?
Well, on this drive, we got about 3,000 head. And we take them on up, and we water them on the way, find feed along the way, and we drive them up to the slaughterhouse to be put on rails. We got about, yes, ma'am?
How many of you are going? There's only 3 here.
Oh, well, there's 3 here in camp, ma'am, but our team is out working those cattle right now. There's about 15 men on this drive. Cookie here is one of the men. Myself, Leon, he's an old hand. We got 2 other men out. Most of our other drivers are young teenage boys, actually. They're tough and they can do this kind of work. It's all outdoor and very rough, ma'am.
Teenagers, they're hard to handle. You must have a lot of rules.
Oh, we got the rules, all right, don't we, Cookie?
Oh, yeah.
Cookie's the man in charge, ma'am. He's the second highest paid man on a drive like this. He's very important. He has quite a number of jobs. And, well, give you an idea, the wind's coming that way and one of our boys comes riding up on his horse and getting dust in the food. Cookie will take that rope right there and whip him with it. And they better not walk over to that table and eat at it. They all sit on the ground, eat around underneath. We normally have a big fly out over here if we're having rain or weather. And they sit here and around, but they also ain't allowed to dip in that pot and get what they want. They got to ask permission from him to do that. And
Well, then he's like a mother.
Y'all look like a mother to you.
ma'am, don't offend Cookie, please.
Sorry.
He's a very important man on this drive, and he's real cantankerous.
I can see that.
And let me tell you, now, we call him Cookie, but some of the other boys, they got other names for him they don't say too close around here.
Oh, my. So Cookie takes the wagon and chases the cows all the way to the next stop.
Well, that sounds logical, ma'am. That's not exactly how it works.
He don't chase them?
No, ma'am, he gets up about 3 in the morning.
Oh.
He's rolling out biscuits and getting breakfast ready for those boys. They take some biscuits in there. They have breakfast. They take some biscuits and some jerky in their saddles. That's what they eat while they's out on the trail. And then when they come in, he has dinner for them. He lets out ahead of us, goes, sets up the next camp. So when they come in, dinner's burning. He lets out after breakfast, actually.
Well, what if there's trouble and he's out there all by himself and the river's rolling?
That's why he's
Is that
the
what you
second.
say, rolling river?
That's why he's the second highest paid man, ma'am. There's a lot of danger involved, and usually there's a scout will go with him, check out where the water stops are and all. But that's how we run it. He runs ahead of us and sets up for the next stop.
So then even in the rain, you
Oh,
got to
yes,
cook in the rain?
Oh, yeah. It's the only way to cook.
The only way you can do it. He'll build his fire at the edge of the fly. You still got to feed these boys, ma'am. They work hard all day.
But the wood gets all wet.
Well, we got it. We can light it under the edge of the fly, ma'am, and it'll burn.
Oh. Okay. Do you take a doctor with you in case somebody gets bit by one of those snakes that
I'm the
you
doctor
Texans have?
Talking
and
about.
the dentist
The
and
dentist.
the undertaker
Yes, ma'am.
and the preacher.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my goodness. Well then, I'm sorry, sir. You're the partner of the group. You're to be respected.
Yes,
Gee,
ma'am.
I didn't see any mattresses in there or any bathtub.
Bathtubs, Cookie. Ma'am, some of us ain't seen a bath for several weeks.
Well, then I won't get
When
it
we cross
closer.
the river, that's when we get a bath. And the mattresses you're talking about, be careful, ma'am. We roll them up. We carry them in the wagon. The men make camp at night, sleep around this wagon, have their meal, talk about experiences they had out watching the cattle. This is kind of home base. It's our survival. Like Cookie told you, there isn't anything he doesn't do. He's the banker. He settles all the fights.
Dangerous.
If there's a fight between Cookie and another man, the other man is politely asked to leave because this man's so valuable to this whole drive.
Well, when you have company on the trail. Do you get out your tea service?
Huh.
Tea
You have
service.
to be kidding.
Tea service, lady. You are from New York. There ain't no question about it.
Um,
We're hospitable, but it's coffee, beans, and biscuits around here.
Our tea service is a tin plate and a tin cup.
Yes, ma'am.
oh, I guess it's easier to wash dishes that way. Oh, my. Do you have to take a doctor with you?
Cookie's a doctor, ma'am.
So
You name it.
He's the dentist, the preacher,
Yes, ma'am.
The Undertaker.
the undertaker,
Yes, ma'am.
the barber,
The bank.
and he keeps all the boys in line.
Yes, ma'am.
How's your married life?
Well, there's one in every town, ain't there, Cookie? Yeah. Pretty good, ma'am. Pretty good.
Oh,
When we get to town.
oh, I see your groceries are on the way. How are you going to get all that in that little wagon?
Oh, Cookie's got it organized. That's why we're not allowed to mess with his wagon. Everything has a place.
Wagon meat.
He's the wagon master. Everything has a place, and these wagons, they was actually designed by a man named Charles Goodnight. At the end of the war between the states, there was a lot of these wagons that the government had beefed up to carry cannons and armaments and so on and so forth, and Mr. Goodnight had the bright idea to move the cattle and took these wagons and made what's on the back called a chuck box. Chuck is what we call the food. That's why it's called a chuck wagon. And everything has its place on this box, and Cookie knows right where it is, and it's all organized so he can be efficient everywhere he moves. So everything has a reason on it, and the way this wagon was designed, up on that front axle there's a thing called a kingpin. That kingpin comes out, other pins come out, and this wagon can be taken apart. 5 men. When we hit a Russian river or a river, they can take this wagon apart, build a raft, and float it across in pieces, and we have to do that frequently. So it's designed to be portable, come apart, get wherever we need to go.
Is that why your Texans say you got to keep your powder dry
I imagine so.
across the river?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Well, it sounds like you have a mighty rough life. I'm glad I live in New York City,
We are too.
even though you think that's funny. Oh. Well, I guess anything can happen on the trail, huh?
Oh, ma'am, it's a mighty, mighty dangerous place to be, and it ain't no place for women. We deal with scorpions. We deal with snakes. Some areas we got mountain lions. Some areas we got hostiles. And then we got cattle rustlers we got to deal with too. And it can be mighty scary.
Oh, my goodness almighty.
Here they come.
Can you smell it?
It ain't me. I took a bath pert near a week ago.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the smell of success. And where there's success,
There's money.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Good job.
I forgot my.
I'll drink to that.
Oh no, you won't. You forgot the code of the outlaw? Let me tell you one more time. Number 1, no drinking before the job. Number 2, no drinking on the job. Number 3, always drinking after the job.
Are we done yet?
No, not yet, not yet. Number 4, most importantly, no dance halls the night before a job. It weakens the legs.
I think I need to sit a spell.
What are you doing?
Why, I think this here might be a desperate criminal. I'm checking her for concealed weapons.
Well, we're the only outlaws here.
Well, she might not be an outlaw, but she must be desperate. Look who she's with.
I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Ma'am, I apologize for my niece's bad manners, but if you're really desperate, see me after the show. Now, Where was I? Now, this here's a holdup by the soon-to-be notorious Hole in the Head gang. Everybody stay calm and nobody gets hurt. I'm Powder River Gus, and these are my nieces, Brandy, Betsy, and Mary Lou.
Hi, y'all.
Howdy, hi, y'all.
These are my preacher's kids. Yeah, it's hard to get good help these days.
We's gonna be famous outlaws one day.
That's right.
We're going to have our very own wanted poster.
That's right.
And that poster's going to be seen in every post office.
That's right.
In every law office.
That's right.
In every bank office.
That's right.
In every outhouse.
Oh, that's not right. Yeah. Let's show them how it's done. Everybody mask up.
What?
What?
I said put your hands up or I'm going to shoot you. Not you, I'm talking to them.
Oh, sorry, Uncle Gus.
Don't call me Uncle Gus, call me boss. Don't call me Uncle Gus, call me boss.
Okay.
Now, I want you to try it.
Okay. I don't think that's a very good idea, though.
Go on now, make me proud.
All right. Would y'all mind too terribly much putting your hands up? Please?
Please, we're vicious outlaws, wanted criminals. We tell them what we're going to do, and we never say please. We say get your hands up or I'm going to shoot you.
Get your hands up or he's going to shoot me.
Not you. Not you. I'm talking to them.
Oh, well, that's not what you said.
Well, why would you want to do that?
Because they don't got their hands up.
But they would if you'd say please.
Oh, this is not working out the way I planned.
Go ahead. Give it a try. Make us proud.
All right, just this one. Don't you go telling nobody. It just galls me to death. Put your hands up, please. Oh, put your hands down. That just makes it worse.
See, we told ya.
Uh-oh, it's the law. Ooh, this is not working out the way I planned. Well, Marshall, me and my nieces, we heard this here gathering was going to be interrupted by an outlaw band. So I thought we'd stay and protect them. But whatever.
That's right, boss. That's what you said.
Don't call me boss. Call me Uncle Gus, remember? Oh, Uncle Gus?
Whatever you say, Uncle Boss.
Now, but seeing now you're here now, Marshall, me and my nieces, I think we'll just mosey right along.
Hold on a minute. That's a mighty fine story you got there, but there's one big problem with it.
Yeah, what's that?
I didn't believe a word of it. Get your hands up. I'm taking you outlaws to jail.
Outlaws! We made it!
I told you we wanted posters. Here we come.
We're going to take you to jail, and we're going to give you a fast trial, a speedy trial, and a first-class hanging.
First class!
This is not working out the way I planned.
I'm going to take these guys to jail, and then I hope you'll enjoy the rest of this evening.
That pretty much concludes tonight's festivities. But John Wayne's going to be around for you to take pictures with. Make sure you get to meet him. He's going to be in the back. So just make sure that you get to meet him before you leave tonight. And tomorrow morning, remember, he's going to be doing the 2 services in the morning, 8:45 and 10:30. We'd like to see you all back here. And thank you for coming out tonight.